Communication isn't merely about the words you choose. It is about the reality you create, the bridge between isolation and connection, confusion and clarity, friction and collaboration. Whether you are addressing an executive boardroom, writing a marketing campaign, or navigating a personal relationship, human interaction is governed by foundational psychological laws. Master these 20 timeless communication principles to ensure your message is not just heard, but deeply understood and acted upon. The foundation: clarity and construction. 1. The principle of audience centricity. The what's in it for me law. Nobody cares about your message until they understand how it impacts them. Every piece of communication must be filtered through the recipient's worldview, needs, biases, and vocabulary. Speak directly to their reality or be prepared to be ignored. 2. The law of signal to noise ratio. Information is cheap, clarity is a premium. High-level communication maximizes the signal, the valuable, actionable data, while eliminating the noise, the filler words, the corporate jargon, the irrelevant tangents. 3. Framing dictates perspective. The way you introduce information entirely changes how it is processed. Telling a team an initiative has a 90% success rate creates optimism. Telling them it has a 10% failure rate triggers risk aversion. Control the frame to guide the emotional response. 4. Concrete over abstract. Vague concepts create misunderstandings. Replace ambiguous corporate speak like "we need to optimize our cross-functional operation synergies" with concrete parameters. We need the sales team to pass lead scoring data to marketing every Friday afternoon via Slack. The strategy, delivery, and structure. 5. The hook precedes the story. In the modern attention economy, you have exactly 3 seconds to earn the right to a conversation. Whether writing an email subject line or opening a speech, you must lead with a compelling insight, a shocking statistic, or a critical question before diving into your context. The principle of cognitive load management. The human brain can only hold 3 to 4 pieces of new information in its working memory at one time. Break complex strategies down into bite-sized, structured chunks. Use lists, bold key points, and white space to reduce mental friction. 7. The rule of redundancy. Because people are distracted, they rarely digest a message on the first pass. In organizational leadership, you must state your core vision across multiple mediums, meetings, emails, one-on-ones, at least 7 times before it truly sinks into the collective consciousness. The pyramid principle. Bottom line up first. Amateurs tell stories chronologically, forcing the listener to wait for the conclusion. Executives communicate inside out. Lead with your ultimate conclusion or recommendation first, then back it up with your supporting data and analysis. The psychology, trust and connection. Radical empathy, validation before correction. When friction occurs, do not argue with logic immediately. Validate the other person's emotional reality first. Phrases like "I completely see why that deadline feels overwhelming given your current workload" drops their psychological defenses, making them receptive to a collaborative solution. 10. The non-verbal dominance rule. When your spoken words conflict with your body language, your tone of voice or your eye contact, human beings will always trust the non-verbal clues. Communication is a physical act. Your posture, your pacing, and presence carry more weight than the dictionary of perfect vocabulary. 11. Psychological safety breeds truth. If people are punished for bringing bad news, voicing dissenting opinions, or asking silly questions, they will simply start lying to you. Exceptional communication can only happen in an environment where truth is actively protected and rewarded. 12. Active mirroring and labeling. To make someone feel profoundly understood, mirror their core phrases and label their unexpressed emotions. If a colleague sounds stressed, say, "It sounds like you feel completely unsupported on this account." This forces them to nod, breathe a sigh of relief, and open up. The dynamics, conflict and resolution. The consistency congruence matrix. Your words must match your historical actions. If a leader preaches an open door policy but acts defensively when challenged, the spoken words become hollow. Trust is the baseline currency of communication, and it is earned through behavioral consistency. 14. Intent does not equal impact, but that's not what I meant, is a rally cry of poor communicators. It doesn't matter what you intended to say. All that matters is how the other person received it. Own the impact of your words. Apologize for the misalignment and adjust your delivery. 15. The principle of radical candor. True kindness is challenging directly while caring deeply. Passive-aggressive behavior is withholding corrective feedback out of politeness, is actually professional selfishness. Deliver tough truths immediately, privately, and constructively. Structural de-escalation, the I statement. In a conflict, beginning sentences with you missed the deadline, you never listen, triggers instant defensiveness. Shift the focus to the impact on the system using I, or object framing. I noticed the report wasn't submitted by 5 p.m., which delayed our client presentation. The evolution, listening and adapting. 17. The law of the question. The person asking the questions controls the direction of the conversation. Stop trying to look smart by talking over people. Look brilliant by asking deep, open-ended diagnostic questions. What is the biggest bottleneck holding your team back right now? And letting them reveal the answers. 18. Emotional detachment under fire. When somebody attacks your idea, your performance, or your character, your evolutionary brain wants to fight back or run away. True communication masters step outside of themselves. Treat a verbal attack as a data point of the other person's internal stress, not a reflection of your worth. 19. Context pacing, vibe alignment. Never match high frantic anxiety with robotic, cold logic. It creates alienating friction. Meet the other person at their current energetic frequency. Show you understand the intensity of this situation, and then systematically slow down your pacing to pull them back into a calm, logical state. 20. The principle of explicit next steps. A meeting or conversation without a clear, explicitly stated conclusion is an absolute waste of time. Close every interaction by explicitly mapping out who is doing what, by when, and how will we confirm it. Lock down the commitments by walking out the door. The ultimate takeaway. Communication is not an act of transmission. It is an act of creation. It is the deliberate act of changing someone's internal map of reality.